and gentlemen, and fellow ham and eggers. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. Welcome you to this week's episode of AE Dynamite Recap Show. Yes, the crowd in Nashville, Tennessee. Got to see some blood and guts. We'll get into that, and plus a whole lot more. Seems like they're starting to uh, build up now to the All In pay per view coming up next month. Hey, if you're liking what you're hearing, you know what to do. Hit the like button, leave a comment, let me know what you thought about this week's Dynamite, and be a champ. And click on that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you'll know when a new video of mine pops up. With all that out of the way, let's let her rip. Like I said, seems like they're now stacking up the card for the All In pay per view coming up next month. Beginning with this segment right here. MJF came out and basically trashed Will Ospreay. Good heel promo here, talking about how he didn't break a sweat, didn't cheat to win or anything like that. I think even later on he said he beat him like 30 seconds. Anyway, so he trashed Will Ospreay and literally trashed the International Championship by throwing the belt in the trash can. He guess he didn't like that one, so they unveiled a AEW American Championship just for uh, MJF, and I will say that's a pretty good looking belt there. Even the crowd started chanting USA, USA, and of course MJF, who's real good at this, especially when he's playing that heel character and can draw those boos. He definitely turned that around to where people were booing him once again. Will Ospreay would come out to the ring and chase MJF off and explain to everybody that it was MJF that cheated, took that diamond ring, and hit him with him and his old noggin, and causing him to lose the match, and that's how MJF won. Of course, Will Ospreay also said he had a conversation with Tony Khan, pointed to the screen, saying, "Look, it's going to be me and you, bruv, at All In at his home turf of Wembley Stadium." So, should be another good match. Seems like they should have saved that match I had last week to that one. Uh, Especially the how long it was and how good the match it is. So it'll be interesting to see if they can pull it off one more time. All right, that brings us to the first match of the night, and it is for the FTW Championship. Champion Chris Jericho going up against Minoru Suzuki. And if you like chops, this was the match for you. The match began with them chopping each other. And of course, let me go ahead and remind everybody, like they did, Big Bill and Brian Keith were banned from ringside. So, uh, like I said to begin with, they chopped. And they chopped each other some more. And they chopped each other some more. Tell you what, I went, took a piss, came back, they were still chopping each other. Yes, I did wash my hands, in case you're wondering. Then up to the picture-in-picture commercial break. You got to see them chop each other some more. Later on, Suzuki would take over by working on the hand of Chris Jericho. Jericho would come back. Some more back and forth stuff. Suzuki was going for that pile driver. Jericho wiggled out of it. Nailed him in the elbows. Then hit the Judas Effect elbow. 1, 2, 3. Chris Jericho is still your FTW champion. Suzuki will wind up regrouping, though, and attack Chris Jericho. Match is over now, so Big Bill and Brian Keith could come back to ringside, got in the ring, started putting a whooping on Suzuki until Shibata came to the ring and cleaned house of both Big Bill, Brian Keith, and Chris Jericho. All right, now it's time for the ladies' match. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, going against longtime rival Hikaru Shida. They did a good job of going through like a little flashback, showing old matches between these two ever since AEW started. This match, a little slow pace. I get it. First time Britt Baker's been back in a year, 10 months, a year, wherever they said. Anyway, back and forth, exchanging holds, exchanging pinning combinations as well, which they do a lot of that in Britt Baker's matches, especially Britt Baker versus Sheeta here. Britt Baker would get the win with the lockjaw submission hold. Of course, this time to cue music. Mercedes Moné comes to the ring, says, "Hey, I know everybody wants this match, and here's my answer, but it's no." So she's not going to give Britt Baker a TBS title match or a New Japan Strong Women's Championship match. Of course, you see Britt Baker all dejected, but she'll look behind her because we got the debut of Camille, who is a former NWA Women's World Champion. Unfortunately, crowd didn't know who she was. Hey, I thought AEW fans knew who everybody was, but apparently they didn't know who Camille was. Crowd was pretty dead at that point, but she would hit her with a broke or bicycle kick, bro kick, whatever you want to call it. Put her in like a little torture rack bomb, and looks like Camille is pretty much going to be the muscle behind Mercedes Moné. All right, next up is a bit of a squash match between Pac and Boulder. Boulder got a couple little things in, but nothing to write home about. Pac finishes him off with a brainbuster. All right, next up is another ladies match and the debut of Glamour Mariah May. Uh, Good thing she's at least got rid of the Tony Storm gimmick that she was wearing. However, in this match, she went up against Caitlin Alexis. I hope I got that name right. Uh, Again, Alexis didn't really get much in there. Uh, Mariah May pretty much finished her off with a hip attack and Eye of the Storm. Of course, after that, Storm's music hits, but no sign of Tony Storm. Brian May looks at the camera, kind of laughs about it. And here comes Storm, who is disguised as a laborer, I believe, or a crew member. Basically came in and they started having a little pull apart brawl. Basically, again, more hype for their women's championship match coming up for All In. And that leads us to the main event. It is the Blood and Guts match. If you've ever seen a War Games match, pretty much the same thing here, except for they bring a little more furniture into it. I can get to other things later. I will say, if you like the blood, guts, violence, stuff like that, not bad. You had a little bit of everything. Uh, you had your blood, you had your guts, you had your not too many wild stunts. You did see um, Anthony Bowen fall from the top of the cage to, or not really all the way to the top, but mostly to the top of the cage. Fell onto some tables, breaking those. Get to that later. Jungle Boy and Darby Allin started this thing out. Jungle Boy attacked Darby before he even got inside the ring. So pretty much Darby Allin is playing defense in this whole match right here. Nicholas Jackson will come in because they wanted a coin toss with a double-headed coin. Hey, when you're EVP, you can do that shit, right? Anyway, so he comes in. They double team on Darby Allin. Briscoe comes in, makes a comeback until Matthew Jackson comes in, busts everybody open with a briefcase or some kind of case. Winds up in that case was staple guns for everybody. Then Anthony Bowman came in all full of piss of vinegar till he got nailed in the face with a case. Okada would enter, hitting everybody with signs. Caster comes in swinging away at things, but you get the point. Babyface comes in, come back, then he come back. Next person who was supposed to be out was Adam Page, but his music hit, no Adam Page. However, it seemed like they had a plan in mind. Swerve was the last person to come to the enter the match. That's when the Rhinestone Cowboy, Adam Page, snuck attack, Pearl Harbored Swerve Strickland, handcuffed him to the ring. Little heat of words between the Bucks and Adam Page. Adam Page, they was telling Adam Page to get his ass in the ring or he's fired. Then once they enter the ring, because they say the rule says the match really doesn't start until all 10 competitors are in the ring, except for, I guess, when you're EVP. You kind of change the rules a little bit. Swerve's on the outside. That's one of their opponents. So, and a Page in the ring, lock the door, start the match. Here we go. Like I say, you did see some things like Anthony Bowen, Anthony Bowen falling through a table. Swerve, you actually got to see a little bit of comedy in this match. Swerve Strickland would actually get free. He gets in the ring. Uh, Basically, the Elite, Adam Page, Okada, Bucks, all gang up on, and of course, Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, Dylan's baby boy. They all, use the staple guns against him. A little bit comeback with Swerve Strickland getting one of those staple guns, and like I said, they back and forth. He winds up hitting a buck, hitting another buck, hitting hit Page, hit Jungle Boy. A little bit, like I said, a little bit of comedy spot here. Okada would have him ready, set up for the Rainmaker, but when he turned it around, he decided to flip him off, and Swerve just took that staple gun and stapled his little birdie finger. Um, that's when Adam Page and Swerve Strickland went back at it. They pretty much took themselves out of the match. And you would think, with all these geniuses in the ring, we'd come up with a better finisher. But we didn't. They did. It looked like it could have been that way, but it didn't. They basically took Jack Perry, and I will give him credit here. He took a chair shot full to the head. So not a smart move, but gotta give him credit for taking one for the match here. Basically laid him out like he was being crucified, kind of like Tommy Dreamer did ECW, with both arms or hands handcuffed. That's when Darby Allin asks, "Hey, you ready to say you give up?" All right, get this party started. Pulls that pulls out a gas jug. Yes. Um, he takes the liquid that was in it. I wasn't there, wasn't at ringside, so I couldn't freaking tell you. But according to the commentators, according to Johnny Schiavone, when he started pouring that liquid on Jack Perry, they say they could smell the gasoline. So Darby Allin got on the mic again and said, "Hey, give up and give me a TNT title match. Come all in, or I'm going to set your ass on fire." And finally, Matthew Jackson said, "Okay, fine. You got your match. We quit. You guys win." So basically, yeah, that's what happened. Darby Allin threatened to set Jack Perry on fire. That forced Matthew Jackson to quit and surrender. Uh, Swerve, Darby, Briscoe, the Acclaim win the match, and luckily Jack Perry didn't get set on fire. Yeah, don't really like that kind of ending, but um, all in all, the match was pretty decent. Could have done something a little different besides threatening to set somebody on fire to win a match. So, I'm going to murder somebody to win a match. I'm going to go to an electric chair to win a match. That makes perfectly good freaking sense. Uh, so, what do you guys think? Was Blood and Guts all you thought would be? Did this? How'd you like this finish? Was like I just said, uh, logically thinking. Yeah, we know it's work, but let's try to make things make a little bit of sense. Yes, I'm going to commit murder and be in an electric chair, commit first degree homicide just to win a match. Let me plug some shit in. Every Tuesday, I do a trivia show called Wrestling Trivia Tuesday. Uh, Usually, I ask 5 questions, all dealing with sport pro wrestling. So check that out, play, and have fun. I also do a WWE Raw recap show. And of course, this coming Monday will be the go home show before SummerSlam. So, should be an interesting show. And of course, right now you're watching the AEW Dynamite Recap show. Usually have this on Thursday evenings. Speaking of Thursday evenings, this week or every Thursday I do a live stream called Spot Show Live Stream with me, Ronald Ray. Starts at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Friday morning in Japan, 5 a.m. Friday morning in India. So check that out. We discuss the latest news and the happenings of professional wrestling. But if today's wrestling is not in your bag, you're not digging it, I got the show for you. It's called Wrestling Gold Friday Night. Another live stream I do on Friday nights. Yes, this Friday, as you can see, I am in a little home studio. I'm not out of town, no travels. Just travel from work to home. So I'll be home in plenty of time to have everything set up and have that bell time, our usual bell time of 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Saturday morning in Japan, and 5 a.m. Saturday morning in India. So yeah, folks, let me know in the comments what you think about that finish. What you think about the matches. What do you think about All In coming up? Just like I said, leave a comment and also subscribe, notification bell, leave a like. Until next time, you folks have a good one and take it easy. Hey there, thank you for checking this out. If you enjoyed it, share with friends, drop a like button, leave a comment. Also, be a champ and hit that subscribe button. You can also check me out on social media, Facebook at Ronald Ray, on X or Twitter is RPATRPTV46. Until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.